So let's begin with what a centroid is. Let's say we have a triangle, and we consider all the midpoints. So starting with each vertex, we find the midpoint of each side. The midpoints will all intersect at the center that's known as the centroid. Now there's a formula on how to calculate the centroid. So let's say we're given x1, y1, x2, y2, and x3, y3. The centroid will be the arithmetic mean of the x's and the y's. So in other words, it's going to be x1 plus x2 plus x3 all over 3, and then y1 plus y2 plus y3 all over 3. So we're just taking the averages of all the x's and all the y's. So you should think of this as kind of like the midpoint. The midpoint, let's say we're given x1 and y1. The midpoint is the arithmetic mean of the 2 points. And here, because there's only 2 points, you have to divide it by 2. So it's x1 plus x2 and y1 plus y2. Okay, now let's look at a couple examples on how to calculate the centroid. The first example, we have 1 comma negative 5, 7 comma 3, and negative 2 comma 0. So we know the centroid is a point, and we're going to be taking the arithmetic mean of each of these x's and the y's. So for the x's, we're going to add up all the x's and then divide it by 3. Same thing with the y's. Add up all the y's and divide it by 3. So we have 1 plus 7 is 8, plus negative 2 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2, plus 0 is negative 2, and we're going to divide that by 3. So my centroid is at the point 2 comma negative 2/3. What if we have fractions? So let's say we have 1/2 comma negative 3, 2/3 comma 1, and 5/2 comma negative 5/3. So we're going to find the arithmetic mean of the x's first. So let's add up all the x's. And let's add up all the y's. Okay, so we have 1/2 plus 5/2 is 6/2. That's just 3. So I can think of that as 3 over 1 plus 2/3. That's going to be 11 over 3. And now we do negative, let's divide by 3. We do negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. And then we're going to subtract that with 5/3. So you can think of that as negative 2 over 1 minus 5/3. And that would be negative 11 over 3. And the reason I'm rewriting the fractions as over 1 is because I'm simplifying this calculation by multiplying the diagonal. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 times 2 is 2, over 1 times 3 is 3. So that's 11/3. And for the next one, here, think of it as like negative 2 over 1 minus 5/3. So it'd be negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6. This says minus 5 times 1 is 5, over 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, so that would just be negative 11 over 3. So that's how you calculate the centroid.